The Abyss of Luna is a 3D survival action adventure VR game set in a futuristic underwater open world where you play as a scientist from a third-person perspective. Luna is an underworld where humanity has changed after a catastrophic event. Scientists discovered that the moon got further away from the Earth and closer to the sun, which melted all living creatures on the moon. Due to the intense pressure of the sun, pieces of the moon shattered, and a couple years later they fell into Earth. After this catastrophe, the Earth's populations remained stuck underwater and would never be able to see or go back to the surface. Consequently, humans would have to adapt themselves to a new lifestyle, new religions, beliefs, and traditions. Design pillars. The zodiac. The zodiac is actually a reinterpretation of zodiac signs, which is formed of 12 underwater zodiac signs based on creatures that live deep, deep down in the world. Choose a zodiac sign that represents your personality and find the necessary ingredients in order to brew abilities based on the attached recipes. Injection. Injection is probably the most important element of the game. You would have to inject yourself with moon powder and other ingredients in order to mutate into a zodiac sign and survive within the world. You would have also an injection bar that would tell you when you would have to inject yourself. Customization and replayability. You'll be able to customize your avatar at the beginning of the game and choose from 12 different zodiac signs. Each playthrough, you can choose different zodiac signs, and I believe that this is what would make each playthrough unique because you'll be able to discover new abilities basically and play with them. The Siren myth. The Siren myth is quite important. The myth says that before humans ever stepped on the planet, different creatures lived on the moon called sirens, who are considered the ancestors of Luna. Sirens are half human and half fish creature, which makes humans their descendants, basically. Um, since sirens lived on the moon and humans drowned underwater, and the pieces of the moon got shattered into this underwater world, what keeps the player alive at the beginning is the spirit of the ancestors, the sirens. Of course, they would have to inject yourself. Of course, they would have to inject themselves later on in order to survive. The core loop. Combat, survive, and upgrade. Combat. Combat is based on fighting the underwater creatures and the other mutated humans. Other mutated humans, some of them would be over injected and they would find you a strange element within the world and they would basically try and attack you and you would have to protect yourself with your abilities. Survive. Gather resources and find ways to go back to the surface because you don't know how you got stuck underwater. Um, Inject yourself again with proteins in order to survive. Upgrade. Brew abilities based on your sign, so you basically upgrade yourself from a normal looking person to a mutated person. You would mutate yourself once you upgrade yourself. And later on, you would have the capacity to upgrade yourself into a bot and be much more powerful. Puzzle. Complete quests and escape traps. Enemies would try to trap you in different places within the environment. You would have to find ways how to escape them. Explore the world and its facilities. Gather materials to upgrade yourself as a bot, basically. However, the exploration part goes really well with the crafting part because once you gather these materials in order to upgrade yourself, you would have to craft them. And once you crafted them, only then you can upgrade yourself. Compulsion loop. The compulsion loop is what keeps the players playing. So within the game, I believe the mythology, the siren myth keeps the players playing because they would like to discover more about it. They would like to discover why they are in this world and why they would have to inject themselves with moon powder abilities. Each sign CJAX sign has a different ability, and that makes the game unique. And story, You would have to discover why you're stuck underwater and how the story unfolds, and how the mythology unfolds as well. The game studies theory. So I've chosen the concept of identification, and more specifically avatar, because basically what Rehack states is that avatars complete an act of desire for players. Whenever they die, the avatar comes back to life, and there will always be a psychological connection between the player and the avatar. And in order for players to identify with an avatar, we need customization. That's why um, I gave the power of choice to the players to choose who they want to be in the game and who they want to identify as. So yeah, basically here I've made an environment mood board which shows how the world will be looking like. Here is a screen menu with a character concept that I created, or the when you basically customize your character. The character concept I created is a male character. However, you can choose between male and female, and how you would like the character to look as. The only thing you cannot change are the clothes. Here are the mutated humans, how you would look like after injection, basically. And yeah, that was the Abyss of Luna. I hope you enjoyed it.